As I was preparing to film the video that we're making right now, I started practicing some weird shit that I've never done before, like putting the metronome just on 2, or the end of 4, or taking some measures off and then the end of 3, and all this wacky stuff, because I saw people on YouTube do it, and I know that a lot of the jazz educators at the New School in Berkeley tell you guys to do it, and so much of it is absolute horseshit. You should not do it. I talked to drummers that I know that are amazing. Paul Werdico from Pat Metheny Group, just got off the phone with him like 10 minutes ago, just asking him, hey, Paul, do you ever practice on 2 and 4? And he goes, no, why would I do that? That's crazy. I called another guy, amazing session drummer from Chicago, Jonathan Marks, and I asked him, do you ever put it just on 4? He said, you know, I always have it on all 4 clicks, and sometimes I even double it up to be on the 8th notes when it's too slow. And as a drummer, if you can hear the click, you're not with it. It's a danger zone when actually you can hear the clicks, because then you know that you're chasing it or it's ahead of you. And then it got me thinking, what is the utility of putting clicks in weird places? What's it good for as a guitar player, and what isn't it so good for? So today I really want to break all of this down. So let's start with the concept of linear time. There are 2 big schools of thought when it comes to what drumming is, what rhythm is. One of the schools of thought originates in India, in the East. You have Persian frame drumming, you have Arab music, and all of these dudes sit on the floor or in a chair when they play. They're not the dancers, they're the thinkers. And the audience counts beats in Indian music, and a lot of the appreciation is listening to rhythmic lines. What is a rhythmic line? Well, it's all about subdividing, not so much about grooving. You do crazy things to time by cutting it to little pieces, flipping it around, and then coming back just right. The other big school of thought, the other rhythmic operating system that exists in the world, comes from Africa. And instead of lines, they think in loops. It's a bunch of parts that are melting together to create an ensemble sound. These 2 operating systems, Africa and India, are not really compatible. And all of our systems of rhythm here in the West come from Africa. Jazz, blues, and all that stuff is multi-layered music, funk too. Now, when you do that, your part is not really a line, it's more like a circle. You play lines over it. In some degree of subdividing, and the whole Indian approach, conical and all that stuff, is cool as a layer, as a tool within that framework. But first of all, we need to really learn how to groove, and we need to learn to relate to other sounds as layers in an ensemble sound. Let's try some of that with a click. So let's take 70 BPM and feel a tune like All of Me just on quarter notes. It feels like this. I'll put a big click in 1, 2, 3, 4. Feels very slow, hard to play almost. Okay, the next thing I can do is I can take that same tempo and I can say that these are the offbeats, meaning it's and, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, a lot of you guys are going to start thinking that this is double time, like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. It's not. But it's kind of like a double time feel. I'm keeping the harmonic rhythm right where it was before, to where it's like 3, 4, 1, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But this gives me a different perspective on the rhythm, meaning I'm hearing it as a layer in the music, like somebody's just hitting those offbeats, right? And it's allowing me to lock in a way that will inspire slightly different playing. So if I'm thinking about like, a little bit easier to lock in because I'm holding down where the quarter note is with my body, and this is giving me something to push back on. So if I'm soloing, right? I'm feeling the space a little bit differently because now I'm listening to another layer in the music. I have another loop in that African kind of mindset. Now another percussion instrument is really taking a part of the space and redirecting my attention to where I am. So I'm 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the idea. Now, another thing I can do is think about time in octaves. Now, 70 is the same as 140, just in half time. But I can think about 1 and 3. If I'm thinking about this tempo, and now I'm calling this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This allows me to access the double time tempo in a really relaxed way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What this kind of feeling of the metronome 1 and 3 offers is grounding. It feels really slow. There's no counter pressure to it, and it really is almost like it's not there. It's the most natural way to feel it in the sense that it doesn't affect the feeling. It doesn't provide any sort of counter pressure to it, but it doesn't really affect it. Now, if I put it on 2 and 4, same exact tempo, but just hearing it differently. This is 2, 4, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason to do it is that it makes you hear different nooks and crannies in the time. It makes you jab at it differently. That 2 and 4 is now imitating a layer that actually exists in the swing. The hi-hat, 1, ch, 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 ch. That part is orchestrated correctly, and the metronome is taking up space that would be there if I was playing with an actual drummer. In that style of music, there are two things that are sort of omnipresent up till post-bop, which is quarter note bass, bang, 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 the walking bass, and the 2 and 4 with the hi-hat. The rest of the parts are more fluid and syncopated and improvised, and they could be just occurring at any time. Like the piano hits over top of that could be 1, 2, 3, 4, clang, king, gate, cat, do, ba. They could be just hits that are flowing through the music. But if I'm locking in to that interpretation of the rhythm, it really allows me to sort of take that as an axiom, as something that just exists in the music, and play bouncing ideas off of that. Cool. So how do we deal with really fast shit? Let's say I have 280 BPM. Well, 70 and 280 are the same thing. It's just octaves of time. It's really 2 octaves up from there. If I'm thinking about 1 octave, that's 140. 280 is another doubling. So 2 doublings. So if I'm just keeping the metronome on 1, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, I still need to hear swing at that tempo. Down bam bam, body do day do da, down bam bam do day do ba ba. So the walking will be the higher. I have to internally feel that, but that tempo could be accessed from this point in a pretty grounded way. Almost too grounded. It feels a little bit passive or lazy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that was fine, but to me, that way of feeling it feels a little bit too relaxed, not enough in the tempo. The way that I would choose to take a tempo like this in double time is 1 and 3. That is by far the most natural. Like... It feels hard to fuck up. Like the answer is right there in your face. You're grounded, you're relaxed, you're playing a 280. It's by far the easiest way to do it. Now that we've discussed what we need to do, let's talk about what we probably don't want to do, which is what the New York folks are trying to get you to do. You see, New York musicians are like doomsday preppers. They're trying to get you ready for a situation where you're playing with an aesthetic terrorist of a drummer who is just going to make the most insane, inconsiderate, unmusical, mechanical decisions ever. And the only thing that's going to keep you playing in time is knowing where the end of 4 is or some crazy shit like that, because 1 is going to be so well hidden. My suggestion is that if you sense that your drummer is of that nature, just fire him and get another drummer. Get somebody who, when you play with, you know where time is. That is very nice. It's a great feeling to know where 1 is. But let's see what that even feels like. Just take 2 and 4 and let's just experiment with something. Here's 2 and 4 at 114. So that would be the tempo of 228. 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's sort of like at the edge of where 2 and 4 still feel like they're providing counter pressure for the beat. It's kind of quick. Let's actually take it slower just to get in the hang of it. This is 95. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, chick, chick, chick. Easy to hear. I can go, all of me. Why not take all of me? Cool. Let's 10 more BPM. All of me. Why not take all of me? 10 more BPM. 115. All of me. Why not take all of me? Still counter pressure for this quick pulse. Let's hear 125. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? You can still feel that pressing against it. Okay, 135. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Do 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 do. Okay, let's hear 145. Do 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 That's very hard to keep, and it's putting me in a situation where I have to kind of like get more and more and more stressed to feel it that way. Now the question becomes, here's 155. Well, oh me. I have to internally subdivide those quarter notes just to keep it together. And it's not that it's impossible, it's that it's improbable that you'll be able to handle that amount of tension instead of just hearing that same tempo in a normal way, using 1 or 1 and 3. So let's take 155 and slide the pressure from 2 and 4 to the beats and hear it this way. All of me. Why not take all of me? Can't you see I'm no good without you? Ba do 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 down do 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 boom bum 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 do 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 say do 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 da da but it'll do 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 down be able to do 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 da pa pa do 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 down do 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 down do down do 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 down do ba do 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 down ba ba da da da. Now, not saying that's an easy tempo. 155 is 310. It's fast as shit. But compare how easy it is to imagine at that tempo to the other tempo. The other thing where you're feeling 2 and 4 past a certain speed starts getting harder. Why would you want to make something that is so hard already even harder? It makes zero fucking sense. What you really want to do is focus on hearing that metronome thing as a part in the music that is helping you do whatever your role is. As a guitar player, your role is comping, soloing, and playing melodies. You should always judge things based on whether it's making your job easier or harder. If you're playing shitty or exactly the same and keep the metronome on the end of 4, well, guess what? Your practice was useless. The point is to use the metronome as a tool to improve something. What are you trying to get together? The tempo, the time feel, your phrasing, your lines. You want to use it to lock in. Now, there are advantages to syncopating 2 and 4 and hearing the part that way to where the metronome is emulating the hi-hat. There are advantages at fast tempos to ground yourself on 1 and 3 and feel the tempo in a more relaxed and steady way. In very, very fast tempo, there are advantages to just hearing the measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, ba, 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 ba. But you have to be very strategic with where you set the metronome to make sure that it's the easiest it can be. If you dig this stuff, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. We have made a Patreon series about this, so make sure to leave a comment below for a free month or a chance to win a free month on our Patreon, which is the best Patreon since the beginning of all Patreons millions of years ago in this galaxy. Also, tell your grandparents about the channel, check out the merch, join the Marvin Street team. It's down there in the description, and we'll see you next time.